Yo me emocioné mucho porque aparte estaba el rumor, siempre estaba el rumor con la gente de Warner, sí, tal vez la vamos a estrenar en cines, tal vez la vamos a estrenar en cines y de repente sale Superman y me empiezan a llover mensajes de, ¿ya viste el tráiler de Aztec Batman? Dice que lo van a estrenar en cines el 18 de septiembre y yo no tenía como muy claro lo que iba a suceder y pues me metí, yo fui a ver Batman a Cinépolis, Superman a Cinépolis y no me tocó el tráiler. Pero cuando empecé a ver en social media que la gente estaba subiendo pirata el tráiler grabado, pero por lo menos y cuando dice ahí en cines 18 de septiembre sí fue como el corazón. Tuc, 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 tuc. Porque es algo que yo he soñado toda la vida, de poder hablar de México, Tenochtitlan, y poder ver esas historias en la pantalla grande y hay más relacionadas con un personaje que yo quiero mucho desde chavito y que es importante para muchas generaciones, como lo es el mejor detective que ha existido en el mundo, que es Batman. Entonces a mí me emocionó mucho y creo que es algo importante para la industria también. En esta cosa, en este mundo que estamos viviendo de remakes, reboots, que parece que estamos cortos de historia, tenemos 500 años de historia que no hemos explorado. Ahí hay una posible solución, ahí hay una posible beta de historias fantásticas. Yo siempre les he dicho, la historia de Acolmistri y Nezahualcóyotl es igual de fantástica que la historia de Game of Thrones. Punto. I talk a lot with Juan. For me, the most important thing is representation of the Nahuatl and of the period of Mexico Tenochtitlan 5021. So I want to keep to bring that past into the present and try to inhabit with my voice the culture of my country and the culture not just of my country, of the whole Latin America and even the United States of America. A context. In Mexico, we recognize that we have three important roots: the European root, the indigenous root, and the Afro-descendants. And I want to embrace that for this kind of show. So it makes two things that they're really important for me: anti-racist narratives and superheroes and nerdy culture. So I talk a lot with Juan. We need to see that in this movie. It's not just Batman. It's more than just Batman. And I think together
it's a cultural history lesson.
We made a great job between all the team that created the Aztec Batman.
I think they would be best of friends, honestly. I think it would be a collaboration made in hell.
They can have one friend, one real friend.
Yeah, and they would rule the world.
Yeah.
There's no crossover between Tuco and Joker. Tuco viewed everything through a filter of drug-induced anger and frustration, and actually the one thing that cued me in for the character of Tuco in Breaking Bad was that I read a lot of first-hand accounts of meth addicts, and a lot of them saw themselves as a superhero. So that's really where I took it to. It wasn't just a strain of meth, it was super meth. And so that's what I imbued the character with, that idea. And then with the Joker is fueled by pain and loss. And so we wanted to create a visceral emotional base that people can relate to, because everything that he believes in, he loses in the film. He realizes it's all gone, and that he had been living. He only doesn't just exist in this realm, but he exists in the supernatural, and he's very spiritual. But then when all that is taken from him, it just fuels an anger that is just vengeful. One of the problems was with the Aztec Empire was that the Spanish were able to hire soldiers of indigenous descent to fight again. So they didn't stand together. That was why they lost. That was why they fell. Now, if they had stood together, there's no way that the Spanish could. Yeah, I know exactly. But then again, it's about valuing your culture and giving love to it and believing in it, and not being sold out to the first person that comes along that offers you a piece of gold or money. But there was always warring nations in the Aztec Empire. They were always warring against each other. There wasn't really like a unification. There wasn't everyone was not on the same plane and saying that we're going to stand up against this. But that's why they fell apart. That's why they were able to be defeated.
It's really interesting because we can have these discussions through this film. What happened? What really happens? Nobody knows exactly what happened because any of us lives on those years. And the people who will know they were killed or they were pushed to forget. Because as a Mexican, we speak 69 original languages in Mexico. But before the Spaniards came, how many languages we lost?
We don't know.
Because they push us as a society to forget our own languages. So those languages, we forget part of our story. So we don't know the story. But we can have the discussion. What really happened? 300 Spaniards? Or 300 Spaniards plus the Tlaxcaltecas?
Yeah, that's what
because
I mean. Yeah,
it's
300 Spaniards with the
Tlaxcaltecas.
warring
It's
tribes.
really what happened there. It's really complex. But what really happened is they break the rules of war.
Yes. That's what
The,
if you don't
the,
mind.
the Mexican,
Okay, yeah.
the Mexican, they never attack like cities,
Exactly.
and they break that, and so they don't know how to kill.
React, yeah.
They don't fight for a kill. It was a different concept of war.
which
And
why Batman seems like
and I
such
think
a great character.
we can see a little bit of that in this film. That's why
Well,
he
Batman
learns.
has to learn from them. He has to learn from his rivals. He has to take what they brought and use it against them.
They need to fight at night. They didn't fight at night, and Batman learns to fight at night. And in the Mexican story, I think Batman is Cuitláhuac. Cuitláhuac is the main warrior when Moctezuma Xocoyotzin dies. His brother took the kingdom, and he reject the Spaniards from Mexico, Tenochtitlan, and what we call La Noche Triste, what they call La Noche Triste, we call La Noche de la Venganza, or La Noche del Triunfo. That's part of the story, our story, and that's just Mexico. So we can think about their stories, different parts here in the United States, Peru, Brazil, Colombia. Through Aztec Batman, I think we can tell a bunch of great stories. And that's why it's really important for us to be here in the best place to talk about Aztec Batman is like San Diego Comic Con. It's an Aztec Batman made by a Mexican artist. This is a traditional way to do toys in Mexico, cardboard toys. They used to do it for Dia de Muertos. And I found this guy in a market in Mexico, in San Miguel de Allende. And I asked him, can you make an Aztec Batman? And he said, yes, I can make it because I'm an artist. And I bring this little guy to meet all of you. What's that? What's that, dude?
Oh, it's a yin and a yang. You know, it's the dark side and the light side. You know, you have balance in the universe.
And actually, the stories of Joker and Johualicoatl, they
Parallel
start in the
each other.
same way, the pain, because they lost something really important for them. But what decisions they took? One goes to create chaos because they want to everybody
To
feel
feel the same pain.
and the other guy said, okay, vengeance is not the way, it's justice. And it's justice not for me, it's for my people, it's for Mexico, Tenochtitlan. So it's a parallel world, you know, and I think it's a metaphor of where we're living now, what part of the story we want to take. Like as a human being, it's that answer is just for ourselves, for you and me. But I think I love that a show like this give us this chance to talk about these issues and these problems and our culture.
Joker's laugh, honestly, I found it in the moment, looking at the amazing animation. And, it's weird because sometimes as an actor, you just discover things in the moment. So that's really where it came from. Yeah, so I never tried, I've never said, hey, I'm going to laugh like this, or I never practiced it, I never rehearsed it. I never said one line out loud until I was in front of the screen and recording. So that just came purely in the moment, and it was a great discovery. So it worked so great for the character.
It was easy for you?
None of it's easy. Acting is not easy. Yeah, that's a lie.